Good morning to Megan Singleton. How are you?
Good morning.
I was just talking to Jason Pine about the fact we're going to watch the All Blacks play up in Washington next week. Lovely to be able to travel.
Oh, yes, I know. And, I lived in Washington, D.C. for a year. I left high school, 7th form in Hastings, and went to the mighty metropolis of D.C. for my final year of school, which was quite interesting. And I've kept up with that family ever since. Honestly, every single day there are Snapchats from the family that we're still in touch. And we are talking the 80s, Francesca, so that's a mighty long time. There was a big lull there when there was no such thing as social media, which certain people won't even understand. But the FedEx Field is where they're going to play. It's actually in the state of Maryland, but they call that Washington, D.C. It's an 82,000-seat stadium. And we did actually go over to watch the All Blacks play in Chicago in 2016. Sellout crowd, and mainly because Kiwis had come all over, like from the Caribbean and from Canada and all through the US, and I'm not sure that that's really happening this time. So it'll be interesting to see if it's a sellout game.
Is Washington popular with New Zealanders? I mean, we all, people flock to Los Angeles and Hawaii and New York and some of the big names.
I think it's really underrated by Kiwis, to be honest. It is honestly one of my favourite cities in the United States, and I've just whipped up a blog post. I mean, it is 3,000 words. I've been working on it for quite a while, but just some of the best things to do there. The Smithsonian Institute of Museums is 21 museums and includes the zoo, and they're all free admission. So,
21.
You wouldn't even get through all of those in a month. They are extraordinary, and the buildings themselves are absolutely breathtaking, and that's before you even go and look at the incredible artefacts and paintings and whatever you've gone in for. I mean, the Natural History Museum actually has a real live insect zoo in it, and I remember going there and looking at these hideous tarantulas, and they had a bird-eating spider in there. It was absolutely massive. And I mean, so you could see hissing cockroaches in this museum.
I held a tarantula once.
Oh no!
Which took quite a lot of.
Oh my gosh!
It was quite difficult for me to do, and I can remember it was at the Auckland Museum actually, and just before the woman put it on my hand, she said, "This is a lovely little creature, and it's very precious to us. You cannot take your hand away." Like it was the last one. I was like, okay, I really can't hurt the spider.
No, look, you're freaking me out. My hands are quivering.
It came up. It's very delicate. You could hardly feel it, but they're so large, and up the arm.
No.
And it got to about the shoulder, and I said, "Would you mind please taking it now because it might hurt it."
I probably would have accidentally killed it.
Beautiful,
but anyway,
gentle,
let's move on.
Soft little thing. Yes, now tell me about. I'm interested in the Interactive International Spy Museum.
Oh, look, that's really good fun. And so when I lived in the States, the family I lived with, my dad was in counterterrorism of the CIA. And so I took him to the International Spy Museum on one of my visits. And it's actually moved buildings now, and it's a whole new museum. It's much bigger and even more exhibits. Lots of interactive things. So what you do is you go in there, you get given a new identity, and you've got to quickly learn up about who you are, and then you go through a series of sort of interactive exhibits to try and keep your identity secret and not forget anything. And of course I buggered it up straight away and would have got arrested and shuffled off, but he got through, no trouble at all. So it's really good fun, and there's even more stuff happening. I was just talking to guys who represent Washington DC tourism down here in New Zealand this week, and they were telling me all about all the new stuff that's happening and new things that are opening. Masks are mandatory in every space, like all the museums, and for everyone over 2, I'm just reading. So good luck with keeping a mask on your 3-year-old. But anyway.
Well, for those of us who are starting to dream about potentially, taking flight at some point in the future, Washington sounds like a good choice.
It's a good time.
Yeah. No, have a look. If you're interested in that blog, you'll find it at bloggeratlarge.com.
Thought-provoking, opinionated, enlightening. The Leighton Smith Podcast.
What sort of future does New Zealand have? With Dr. Oliver Hartwich, we discuss the government's direction, interest rates, the COVID effect, education, debt, centralism. We also talk supply chains, Germany, and the Nobel Prize and its connection. All in podcast 133.
Subscribe now on iHeartRadio and get the latest episode now. The Leighton Smith Podcast, powered by News Talk ZB. The voices of New Zealand cricket are back. Brian Waddle, Jeremy Coney on the front foot.
Former Black Cap Peter McGlashan joins us this week to preview the World T20 and assess the Black Caps' chances. New Otago coach Dion Ibrahim looks confidently ahead to the new Plunket Shield season. And we pay tribute to umpire Fred Goodall, who passed away this week, and share some memories.
Download the latest podcast now on iHeartRadio, powered by News Talk ZB.